In the universe, there is an immeasurable, indescribable force which shamans call intent, and absolutely everything that exists in the entire cosmos is attached to intent by a connecting link. The essence of God, Source, is pure, unbounded energy that can't be measured. At our most subatomic level, we, too, are this formless energy and have the innate power to direct it into coherent, tangible form through the power of our intention. Yet we struggle to connect to this truth because as kids, we were taught to care more about fitting in and following the path others say we should. Let's take a quick and gentle reality check. When you were born, you had zero doubts that you created your own reality. As Wayne Dyer said, every aspect of nature, without exception, has intention built into it, and as far as we can tell, nothing in nature questions its path of intent. What an interesting thing to think about. That nature never questions its path of intent. Imagine when you were a kid dreaming without limits, walking through the world as an authentic, pure version of yourself. You didn't question. Abraham Hicks, in her book, Ask and It Is Given, says that you lose your authentic sense of self when you integrate into society and accept the picture that others hold about the way your life should unfold. It's not that you enjoyed being told to ignore your powerful impulses. It just became difficult to, as Hicks says, resist the pressure from others who thought their practiced way was more valid than your way. Why do we allow this to happen? Aside from the already curious and malleable nature of a child, it's much easier to give in than to resist. We know the ego loves easy and wants to feel included and like you fit in. Fitting in feels safer. Although your foundation of the freedom to create may be weakened, it doesn't mean it's completely gone. You only need to peel away the layers created by outside influences and realign with your source and its universal laws. We'll touch on this further into this video. As Abraham Hicks aptly states, this time-space reality on planet Earth serves as a platform in which you are able to focus your perspective for the purpose of specific creation. So, what I'm hearing is that Earth is a co-creation playground and that once you realign, you can abundantly create again. Let's not wait another second then. Wayne Dyer describes intention as a strong purpose or aim, accompanied by a determination to produce a desired result. It's a power that's present everywhere. Earlier, we talked about how we're particles at a subatomic level. That objects of mass exist because an intelligence willed them so. Intention isn't a physical action, per se, but a force. Another way to think of intention comes from Carlos Castaneda. Intent is a force that exists in the universe. When sorcerers, those who live off the source, beckon intent, it comes to them and sets up the path for attainment, which means that sorcerers always accomplish what they set out to do. When we live in alignment with source and act as partners with intention, the path to our desires unfolds. Now that I have your intention senses tingling, let's see about how this works. Wayne Dyer says that activating intention means rejoining your source and becoming a modern-day sorcerer. The key to activating intention lies in the thoughts and beliefs you're focusing the most attention on. You possess the ability to create anything by fixing your thoughts on what you desire. Abraham Hicks says that whatever you are giving your attention to causes you to emit a vibration, and the vibrations that you offer equal your asking, which equals your point of attraction. When you focus your attention, you'll naturally offer a vibration, and only things that emit the same level of energy are attainable. We're in the business of matching energies. Attention equals attraction. Before we float away on the clouds of intention, there is a stipulation. Staying aligned and manifesting what you desire depends on how your attention is being placed. If you're focusing on something you don't have yet, and you focus your attention on the lack of it, your vibration will continue to match the vibration of not having it. So, you'll continue to draw more of not having it. Say you're intending to make $100,000 this year, but your daily focus is on how little you're making and how far you have to go. You think you're focused on having that amount, but in reality, you're unknowingly sending vibrations that equal the energy of not having the $100,000. How the power of intention is deactivated. This will come as no surprise that the ego is the biggest obstacle to activating intention. After some good old conditioning, you learn to believe that who you are is based on societal identity markers like possessions, social circles, career, and reputation. A pattern passed down from generation to generation. Except the fact you're watching this video shows you have the potential to stop the cycle and turn the page to a new way of thinking. A few other ways we deactivate the power of intention include attaching your identity to an affiliation. You see this all the time with sports and politics. People can't have a calm conversation when the pride of their team is at stake. When someone is so attached to a political party or sports team, it's because they've staked their identity on it. Believing you're separate from everyone. The fact you have a body makes you feel separate, which disempowers you. Manifesting requires the belief that everything is one. Connected. Anytime we cling to something outside of ourselves, we're caving into the ego's desire and missing out on the divine power that lies within. The hope lies in the beauty of being given free agency. We can always choose whether we're flowing with universal spirit or unfolding towards the ego. At first, it can feel daunting and overwhelming to switch spiritual gears when you've been used to the ease of the ego. Do not fret. The best place to start is exactly where you're at. Focus on introducing new, smaller habits into your life over time. Eventually, your spiritual stamina will grow, and everything you think, say, or do will come from an aligned place. How to strengthen attracting thoughts. You can always use the emotions you're feeling now as an indicator of what kind of energy you're gravitating towards. Then if it's not going in the direction you want to travel, you can realign yourself at any given moment. If you're not connected to God, Source, then you're likely putting power behind the ego. When you're focused on the egoic nature, you cut off the supply of well-being that's naturally flowing to you. You'll feel lower energy emotions like hopelessness, fear, loss, and confusion. When you're open and connected to God, Source, you feel higher energy emotions like gratitude, optimism, and joy. It's through what you're feeling that you'll know the direction you're heading. If you're feeling lower energies, you only need to be open to aligning with Source's flow again. Aim for the next best emotion, and before you know it, you'll find yourself in a higher energy range. Now that you know the importance of focusing on what you're feeling, you must give yourself the grace to start. It takes time to learn how to raise your vibrations in a consistent way. Rather than thinking of this from the lens of stopping old habits, think of it as focusing on learning new ones. As Abraham Hicks says, when you give your attention to anything, the vibration, at first, is not very strong, but if you continue to think about it or speak about it, the vibration gets stronger. Wayne Dyer does such a great job giving simple, tangible tips to activating intention. I can't help but quote this next section from his book The Power of Intention. The goal is to remove ego identification and connect with your natural self so you can allow that complete flow of well-being back into your life. Here are the steps he recommends. Discipline. Eliminating ego identification doesn't mean disconnecting from your relationship with your body, but rather, training your body to activate those desires. You do that with practice, exercise, non-toxic habits, healthy foods, and so on. Wisdom. Wisdom combined with discipline fosters your ability to focus and be patient as you harmonize your thoughts, your intellect, and your feelings with the work of your body. We send children off to school telling them, be disciplined and use your head, and call this education, but it falls short of mastery. Love. After disciplining the body with wisdom, and intellectually studying a task, this process of mastery involves loving what you do and doing what you love. Surrender. This is the place of intention. You relax, grab the trolley strap, and allow yourself to be carried by the same power that turns acorns into trees, blossoms into apples, and microscopic dots into humans. Remember this maxim: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. The way you perceive things is an extremely powerful tool that will allow you to fully bring the power of intention into your life. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe for more such videos. Thanks for watching.